Hey everybody, it is Tiffany. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. You know what today is. It's Asked Tiff Tuesday. So of course, every Tuesday at 8:30, I ask you guys to send me your questions about fitness, about your healthy lifestyle, about goals, anything. I ask you to send it to me so I can know exactly what it is that you want me to answer. So with that said, I want to say hello. Let me know that you all are there. Let me know where you guys are from. If you're watching this on a replay, put it in the comment section. Let us know where you're from, what area of Georgia you're in, or Atlanta, or other parts of the country, or other countries that you live in. Let us know where you're coming from and what is your burning question. I want to make sure that I am answering the questions that you guys send me, and I also want to make sure that I answer some of the questions that I've gotten from new members just coming into the group. So I try to collect the questions throughout the week, and then on Tuesday nights, I do a live stream in order to answer the questions. So, with no further ado, one of the questions that I want to answer that came in from one of our new members, and I actually have them written out, so I'm going to be looking down, guys. She talked about building muscle mass and toning. I didn't have a lot of detail, so I'm just going to give general information because everybody's body is different. When it comes to building muscle, it really depends on your starting point. You know, some people may be starting and they're very small and they just don't have a lot. They're just thin. They're just extremely thin, and they don't have a whole lot of muscle mass to begin with. You know, they don't have a weight loss issue. If anything, they need to actually put on weight. So in that circumstance, they're going to have to find ways to eat more food, eat more carbs around their workouts, just pack on as much as they can. Now, of course, you want it to be healthy. You still want healthy food if you're a small person and you're trying to put on muscle mass. So the idea is to get in a consistent weight training schedule. Some people do different splits when it comes to the days that they work out. For example, some people will work out 3 days a week and they'll do different muscle groups on each of those days. Some people do what's called a 4-day split where they'll work out on Monday and Tuesday, they'll rest on Wednesday, and then they'll work out again on Thursday and Friday as far as weight training. You want to make sure you have a good regimen. And again, every day you're working different muscle groups. So for example, you can do legs and calves one day, chest, shoulders, and triceps another day, and then back and biceps another day, and then legs, butt, and calves again another day. So it's completely up to you. And then maybe Saturdays you do abs or something like that, and you take a rest again on Sunday. So you want, whatever it is you're going to do, you want to get very consistent in it. You want to make sure you have a plan, a resistance training plan, whether you get a personal trainer or you come up with your own. Just make sure you have a plan and you have it written down. And you want to be able to keep up with how much you lift, how heavy the weight was, because every time you lift, you want to be able to lift heavier and heavier. The idea is that you're building strength, not just building muscles, but building strength, because when you build strength, you're going to build muscle. So you want to get consistent with the weight training schedule. You want to make sure you have your days mapped out, and you want to be able to know what you're doing when you get to the gym. As far as your eating, again, if you're a smaller person and you're trying to put on muscle, you definitely want to increase your eating. You want to eat above maintenance. And really that's for anybody, but sometimes when you're a person who is overweight, as far as you have more fat on your body and you're trying to build muscle and kind of cut the fat, because muscle does burn fat, of course, your training may be a little different. So someone who may be trying to put on more muscle and on more weight, they may lift fairly heavy with low reps. So they might do a rep range of 5 to 10 of bicep curls, or 5 to 10 triceps, because they're trying to put on. Whereas somebody who's a little bit heavier and they're trying to burn more fat, their training might be a little bit different. They might do a few more reps per session, and they may not take a lot of breaks, because when someone is trying to lose weight, they want to keep their heart rate a little bit lifted so that your resistance training can be kind of like a cardio session as well as a resistance session. And you're burning, fat at a higher rate as far as your metabolic burn. Again, this is all general information. It all depends on you, what you look like. That's why I suggest a personal trainer when you're trying to work out, at least in the beginning, to give you an idea of what you specifically need for your body. Or if you know what you're doing, go for it. And make sure you eat your carbs around your workout. That's the one thing I'll say. If you're going to train, resistance train, try to eat right before your workout, some carbs, so that it can give you the energy to get through your workouts. And you want to eat some carbs after your workout, again, so you can feed your muscles that you just broke down so that they can grow. All right? And plenty of rest. That's another thing you want to do. Someone else asked about weight loss. So very general. Again, I can give you general information. The idea when it comes to losing weight, or I like to say losing fat, because I want to gain muscle, but I want to lose fat. So not all weight is bad weight. When I gain muscle, that's good weight. So for me, it's all about fat loss, keeping the fat low, keeping the muscle mass higher. So as far as fat loss, you definitely want to overall eat less and work out more. Now, when I say eat less, monitor your calories. How many calories are you getting in? And then you want to eat healthier. Less chemically produced food, food that have a lot of chemicals in it. You want to kind of keep it clean. Make sure you're eating a lot of vegetables, lean protein, some fruit, and of course carbs. And I say if you're trying to lose weight, keep your carbs, just a little tidbit, at the beginning of the day. And then for dinner and after, just have vegetables. Don't eat anything complex like bread or cereal or muffins or anything like that after about 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening. That way you've had the entire day to burn down your carbs. And when you go to bed, you're not going to bed with all these carbs in your belly. Again, just general information and quick tips. I'm all about the hacks. Also with weight loss, as far as training, I suggest, of course, cardio. But cardio that incorporates high intensity reps, high intensity intervals. So I think I talked about this last week. You can do high intensity intervals on a treadmill. You can do them outside. You run real fast. It's kind of like sprinting. You're running really fast as you can, and then you stop. You do that for 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. Run. Stop, take a breath. Run. Stop, take a breath. And the idea is that your heart rate is going all the way up, really as high as you can get it, and then it comes all the way down. High as you can get it and all the way down. And research has shown that this type of cardio can really help burn fat more effectively. And the idea is burning fat. You notice I didn't say just burning weight or losing weight. It's about burning fat and maintaining your muscle mass. Another thing that I suggest for weight loss when it comes to workouts, circuit training. If you don't know what circuit training is, let me explain. Circuit training is when you do one workout or series of workouts back to back to back to back with no breaks. And that's your whole circuit. You go through a whole circuit, stop, take a quick break, and do the whole circuit several times. So for example, I'm just going to throw out a circuit training idea. You could do jumping jacks, squats, calves, bicep curls, and you're doing them back to back to back. So 5 jumping jacks, 5 squats, 5 calf raises, 5 bicep curls, take a 30-second breather, do it again. That's a circuit. So it's kind of like you're going in a circle, i.e. circuit, and you're literally going from one workout to the other. With the idea is that you're keeping your heart rate lifted. Even though you're doing some resistance in that, the idea is your heart rate is lifted, and by taking very short breaks in between each circuit, you're going to be, sorry guys, I hope you can see me, it went out for a second, but you're going to be sweating, you're going to be out of breath, and it's definitely loss. The next question I got, I keep going out, I don't know why, but the next question I got was about abs. Everyone, I keep bouncing in and out. I don't know what's going on with my connection tonight, but if you see me bouncing in and out, I'm going to do my best to try to finish up these questions tonight. So abs are really made in the kitchen, guys. I know you've heard that before, but it is the absolute truth. When it comes to having a strong core, number one, you want to have your eating in check. You have got to eat right. When it comes to abs, you have got to eat clean. You have really got to keep a tight diet. It doesn't mean perfection, but you have to eat healthy, lean protein, complex carbs, and I would suggest try to reduce your grain. So get your carbs from vegetables and fruit. Making sure that you train your abs well. There's a lot of different ab workouts that you can do, but I think it all depends on your level of comfort. And if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced exerciser. If you're a beginner, do some ab workouts that are beginner ab workouts, like crunches. You may want to do them once a day. Maybe start off with, 30 in the morning, 10, 10, 10, 10 crunches, 10 leg raises, and 10 mountain climbers, something like that. And just build your strength up, because your ab muscles, they are muscles. So the idea is that you want to build up your strength just like you would your biceps or your triceps, and give yourself breaks in between. Maybe just work your abs 3 days a week. Another thing about abs is low body fat. In order to truly see your abs, if you're working them every day and you're eating healthy and you're like, Tiffany, I still don't see my abs, what's happening? You may still have high body fat. It takes really low body fat to truly see your abs. Now, when I say really low, that looks different on every person. It depends on what you look like. I know for me personally, whenever I start to lean out, I start from the top and go to the bottom. So I lose weight in my face, I lose fat in my arms, I lose fat in my core and my back, and then I start to slowly lose the fat in my abs. And when I lose fat in my abs, like when I can really see the imprint of my abs, I know my body fat percentage is low, because it takes a good amount of body fat to drop off of me in order to get my abs where you can literally see the imprint of my ab muscles. So abs, I think, are a really good indicator for most people of their body fat percentage, if they're accustomed to knowing what their body fat percentage is. For me, I always lose weight on my hips and my thighs at the very end. It is very difficult for me to lose body fat on my hips and my thighs. So my abs will come in and I'll still have body fat on my hips and my thighs. It's just my problem area. So for some people, it may be different. For some people, they may lose body fat on their legs like this, but they are still having trouble with their abs. Again, you really just have to get down to low body fat, but that starts with eating healthy, making sure that you add resistance to your abs. That definitely helps, training your abs, as well as being mindful of portion control, not overeating when you do eat at your intervals. The next question I got, guys, was about snacking. Someone wrote, that she loves to snack. She's trying to lose weight, but she's trying to get a handle on snacking. So when it comes to snacking, I always tell people, a lot of times, most people, especially when it comes to taste, it's all about sensation. It's all about what you're tasting when you're snacking. Most people either like something sweet when they snack, or they like something salty and crunchy when they're snacking. I'm a salty and crunchy person. Sweets don't bother me. I can let sweets go. I don't have to eat cake all the time. But potato chips, my total weakness. Anything salty and crunchy, I love. So once I realized what it is that I'm most attracted to as far as snacking, what types of snacks I like, I decided to figure out, well, what kind of healthy snacks can I eat to give me the same sensation? So I love to do roasted vegetables, like putting vegetables in the oven and letting them get crisp, like roasting kale chips, because then it'll get crunchy and I can put a little seasoning on it to make it taste good. I also keep carrots with me so I can eat, snack on carrots and because they're crunchy. I like the taste of them. I also love to do like dips, healthy dips, like peanut butter and celery sticks, or cucumber and hummus, or some type of healthy Greek yogurt ranch dip with a veggie, which like raw broccoli or something like that. Because again, I love the crunchiness. Now, if you are a person on the other hand who likes the sweet snacks, then definitely there's recipes that you can create, healthy cookies. I've definitely posted a lot of recipes right here on the page for grain-free cookies, like almond butter cookies with almond butter and maple syrup and coconut flour, and you can make a cookie out of it. So simple recipes that aren't too over the top. They're fairly healthy that you can snack on if you want something sweet. Or again, eat fruit. If you're a sweet person, then eat fruit. Now remember, fruit is carbohydrates, so it's sugar, so you don't want to overdo fruit. So if you're a sweets person, keep you some strawberries on hand, or keep you some sweet seedless grapes, or some oranges, or mandarins, or cuties, or something sweet that can kind of take away that taste. I love pineapples. I love doing smoothies when I want something sweet. I'll do a protein smoothie with protein powder and some pineapples and maybe ice and mix it together. Or I'll do some mangoes. I love mangoes in general, but I love making mango smoothies because they're very sweet. So if you have a sweet taste, start with either fruit or vegetables, and then look in some healthy recipes that are sweet. So just an idea. And make sure when it comes to snacking, the biggest issue I think for most people is that they don't have their snacks already packed up and with them. So make sure that you pack up your snacks, just a couple items, and take them with you so that you have something to eat in between your meals throughout your day. Someone said they posted about being very busy and it's very difficult to, I guess, get in a healthy lifestyle in between their schedule. Well, what I would tell people or that person is look at your schedule, look at your whole day. If you're in school, you're working, you have children, what part of the day do you have any time, even if it's 10 minutes? Because even at 10 minutes, you can get in a workout. So here's a suggestion. Look at your calendar. Look at what part of the day you have time, maybe the beginning of your lunch break, or if you're at work, you can take a 15-minute break and do a quick, what I call 10-4-10 workout. So you do 10 jumping jacks, 10 squats, 10 calf raises, 10 push-ups, 10 crunches or leg raises, 10 high knee, 10 burpees, 10 mountain climbers, 10 lunges, and 10 glute donkey kicks. And guys, I've done this in my office at my job in a dress. So it can be done anywhere. You might want to have a towel nearby to put it under your knees if you got to get on the floor. If you don't have any, if you're in a cubicle and you might not have any privacy, then go outside and just go for a walk for 10 minutes. Anything to get your heart rate lifted and to work your body is a workout. It still works. So that's just something small that you can edge into your day. If you have a busy schedule and you're like, I don't have time to go to the gym, I don't have time to change clothes, that's something small that you can do in between the day. Just find time. We all have time, guys. Even if it means getting up earlier in the morning, we have time. You can do it. The next question I had was about endurance. Someone posted that they're trying to build up their endurance for working out. They're a runner, they do biking. The biggest part of endurance and building up your endurance, whether you're a runner, a biker, whatever it may be, is, especially if you're a beginner, start off small. If you're a runner and you're trying to start running consistently to build up your endurance, maybe the first week you only run a half a mile. You may walk a half a mile, but then you may run half a mile. Or you may do a mix of running, walking. Then that next week, let your next goal be to run a whole mile. So you might walk half a mile and run for 1 mile without stopping. Then the next week, you add another half mile so that by the third week, you're running fully for 1.5 miles. So the idea is that every week, you're slowly building up your endurance in order to take that. And endurance is all about capacity of literally your strength, but how much oxygen you can get in your lungs at one given time. Another part of endurance for this particular person, they were saying they were going really slow. It was really difficult. A big part of endurance, especially when it comes to long runs or long bike rides, your energy level. You have to make sure that you have enough energy to get through whatever endurance exercise you're doing. So before you go on your long run or your long bike ride or whatever the workout may be, make sure that you've eaten, especially eaten something that has sugar in it, your carbs, your complex carbs, your fruit, whatever it may be. And depending on how long the workout is, you don't have to eat like a whole bowl of pasta, but you do have to know yourself well enough to know how much carbs you need to have in your system to get through that workout. If you are trying to do a triathlon, you should definitely be training with a group or professional triathlon athlete to help you learn what to eat while you're going through that, because you are going to need a lot of energy and you don't want to hit a wall when you're trying to do these long triathlons or these, marathon or half marathon. You definitely don't want to hit a wall, and you want to know what type of food that you can eat the day before, the couple of days before, to build up that endurance level and your energy without slowing you down. Another thing about endurance is getting enough sleep. In order to get through anything long when it comes to working out, you must get enough sleep. Sleep it's all about your energy level. Again, you want to make sure that you get in some type of resistance training. Even as a runner, I used to run all the time, and my runs got so much better when I added resistance, especially for my legs. You want to build up the muscles, and I'm not saying become a bodybuilder, clearly, but you want to build up some muscles in your body, especially your legs, in order to handle the distance that you have to go for that run or that bike ride. it's going to help propel you so much quicker into your endurance and keeping up with the workout. Some training activities you can do. Plyometrics, again, to help you with your agility and coordination. You know, the high knees, the quick runs, the zigzag runs. A lot of athletes do a lot of plyometrics to help them endure during their athletic conditioning and the sport itself. You also want to cross train. Don't get stuck in a rut doing the exact same workout every single day or certain days of the week, the exact same workout. Try different workouts so that they force you to move to use different muscle groups. You also want to do something like pool running. A lot of people don't think about water aerobics, but water aerobics is great for building up endurance, because think about it. That's some serious resistance when you're in a pool. Running through a pool, that's going to build up your endurance, so that all that resistance when you're in the pool, when you get used to that, just pushing yourself, when you're on a pavement, you're going to go much faster, because your body is going to recognize that you no longer have that resistance, but you've built up the strength to run in the water, in the pool, so that it's going to really help propel you when you're doing your long run or your long bike rides or whatever they may be. So those are just a few tips on endurance. Again, make sure you're eating enough, make sure you're sleeping enough, make sure that you have an actual plan to build up your endurance as far as your running. Do a little bit at a time per week. And you also want to definitely include some resistance training, some weightlifting, some strength training, whatever it may be, in order to build up your strength as well as your heart rate and your endurance level, your cardio. So those were a few questions that I got, guys. Tried to make sure that I answered them to the best of my abilities. If you all have any questions, again, this is Ask Tiff Tuesday. Make sure that you post your questions in the comment section of the Ask Tiff Tuesday question that I put out, picture that I put out, or you can just post your questions in the group, just asking me questions, and just put in parentheses Ask Tiff Tuesday, so I know that that's a question you want me to answer on Tuesday. Or you can email me at tfambro@buildbodywealth.com and put in the subject line Ask Tiff Tuesday, so that I know it's a question that you want me to answer on this segment. So thank you all so much. Thank you for the questions. I hope that helps. Hello to everyone on the replay. Hello to everyone on YouTube. Hello to everyone on all my other channels. And I will see you guys next week. Again, you can ask me any question. No question is a dumb question. They are all health and fitness questions. They all make sense. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Have a good night. Bye-bye.